Welcome back to How to Cake It. I'm Yolanda, and this week I caked a mermaid tail. It was mermazing.
Okay, the correct term is mer people, by the way. They don't just have to be females.
Mer people?
Mer people.
You just took all the mystery out of it. To make my mermaid tail, I baked 18 pounds of my ultimate vanilla cake. It was dyed soft pink and soft blue, and I baked it and then I baked it all in 8 pans. So 4 pink, 4 blue, all round pans. If you'd like to know exactly how I divided my batter, just head over to my blog by clicking the I. And then I'm gonna layer all 8 cakes into 2 layers. One of my 6-inch cakes actually baked higher than the rest of the cake. So I cut that cake into 3 layers. 17 layers. Sir Squeeze is here and he's gonna help me simple syrup all 17 layers of cake. He did an amazing job. Time to fill and stack my cakes with Italian meringue buttercream, and I've decided to stack them as 2 separate cakes at first. In the first cake, I'm layering my 9-inch layers and my 8-inch layers, alternating colors with Italian meringue buttercream. If you have a friend who loves mermaids, Connie, this one's for you. Share this video. Connie has a mermaid tail that's like a blanket. Jocelyn got it for her.
What's with them with the mythological creatures?
I don't know. Jocelyn's a unicorn, Connie's a mermaid. I am Yolanda. I am a mythical creature. And in my second cake, I'm layering my 7- and 6-inch layers, again alternating colors and using Italian meringue buttercream. Once my buttercream is set, I'm going to begin carving. I was going to say carving this bad boy, but it's not.
Or maybe it is.
I'm carving this lovely girl.
It can be anything on the top of. It can be a mer dog.
What's a mer dog?
It's like a fish underneath and a golden retriever on top.
Why is it a golden retriever? Lisa?
Those are the best dogs.
Oh, I see. Okay. I'm going to begin carving my mermaid tail using the first smaller stack of cakes. And what I want is to really taper off the top. That's where it would meet the tail. And then carve down to the bottom edge of the lowest layer. So I just use my serrated knife, cutting all the way down and around the cake, and making sure to remove all of the caramelization from the sides in the process. Before I continue to carve the rest of the tail, I want to dowel and stack the 2 cakes together. And I remove the larger cake from my fridge and insert dowels at the appropriate height all the way down in a circle formation. And then I spread a little bit of buttercream on top and carefully stack that already carved top half of the tail on top. I'm going to continue to carve this whole cake as one, working on that same sort of A-line rounded angle all the way around the cake, right down to the bottom.
I think this is the tallest cake that you ever made.
This was really tall.
Yeah.
We haven't even addressed the tail.
Oh, and then there's going to be a tail.
Yeah, that's what makes a mermaid generally. I'm going to use a little more, not a little more, a bit more Italian meringue buttercream to crumb coat this entire tail and chill it. Once that crumb coat is chilled, I'm going to ice the mermaid tail and chill it once again. This Cake Me Away tea is this month's Cake Tea Club tea. Click here to join. While my tail is chilling, I'm going to use this time to roll out a whole bunch of fondant. I'm using our Mermazing sprinkles from our sprinkle service, so I wanted to highlight the colors that are already in there. So I'm going to roll them all out separately into sheets. The only color I'm not rolling out at the moment is purple. That's for the tail. And then I used a ribbed rolling pin that I have to just roll over it, and it created like sort of lined indents. I feel like a mermaid would be textured. Wrong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scales.
Scales. Once I have all of my fondant rolled and textured, I pop it in the fridge to chill for a little while. I'm going to use different sizes of oval cutters from a set, and I'm making sure to cut out all of the sizes from each color of fondant. We've got another new cake up for you guys over on How to Cake It Step by Step. This week we are featuring Cassie Garner, and she has caked up a delicious looking bowl of ramen. Head over to How to Cake It Step by Step by clicking here, and be sure to leave her some love in the comments. Yep, I'm still cutting. Guess what? I'm still cutting. It's time to turn this tail into a mermaid tail. So starting at the top, I'm going to add my scales, and I've decided to lay them in a pattern. You can do whatever pattern you want. And I started with the smaller ovals at the top, going around. So not only do you want your scales to overlap each other, you want the next row to overlap the top row. You don't want to see any buttercream poking out from your mermaid tail. Mermaids are not made of buttercream.
No.
And I found that when I was laying on the larger ovals, because there was so much fondant underneath, some of them wanted to like peel back. So you can use a brush with a little bit of piping gel to glue fondant to fondant. And all the way down. Now when you get to the last final row, you might need to trim your scales a bit. So just put them up against the cake, trim, flush. You know what this mermaid tail needs? A tail. I think it's essential. Yeah. It needs like the fins at the end.
Fins, is that what's called?
I don't know. To make the tail for this mermaid tail, I created a template of 2 fins. I hope that's what they're called. And then I traced it onto a piece of foam board and carefully cut it out with an X-Acto knife. This. Fish have this?
I don't think their technique is as good as yours, but they definitely
Obviously
have
not.
fins.
So the first thing I need to do is brush the entire surface and sides of my foam board with some clear piping gel, and I'm going to cover the backside first. For this, I just roll out my purple fondant, drape it on top, and smooth it all over the foam board, including over the edge, and then I flip it over and trim away the excess. A mermaid tail is quite thin and sort of floppy, which is why I couldn't make it out of cake or Rice Krispie. So I'm using the foam board essentially for 2 reasons. It's nice and thin, and I can still cover it in fondant, and it will retain its shape. I don't have to worry about it bending. With my tail right side up, I'm going to take the time to glue a dowel onto the front. And I need this dowel to extend all the way down. So make sure to measure the height of your cake because you need to know how far down the dowel will go. Essentially, we definitely want that dowel to go through the middle board in the cake to help keep our tail upright and secure. Now that my dowel is set in place, I'm going to work on covering the front of the tail. So I want the front of the tail to have a little bit more body. So the first thing I do is roll out a piece of purple fondant and leave it sort of thicker in the middle, like a little mountain. And then I glue that onto the front of my tail, covering the dowel and using a small rolling pin to just roll out the fondant and even it out. Okay. Then I trim it nicely. And now I'm going to roll out 1 solid piece of purple fondant to cover the whole thing again. Make sure to put a little bit, because the whole thing's not covered. It's just the middle. I saw you. You went like this. What'd she say? Smooth out the fondant, trim away the excess right underneath so we don't want to see a seam on our mermaid. Okay. I feel like mermaids are seamless. Right?
Yes, that sounds very right.
Okay.
That sounds right.
Okay, good. It's time to give this mermaid tail texture. So for this, I'm using some sculpting tools, and I just want to go from sort of like the middle line out to the tip of each fin. This week, I'm below water, but next week, I'm going to be above ground making a teepee cake. So subscribe to this channel if you don't want to miss it, and all the other cakes.
I also don't like the sea at all.
You don't like the sea?
No. The ocean is full of horrors.
I'm making you... The ocean is full of horrors.
Do you not think that the ocean is scary?
Yes, I do. I actually do. Yeah. I think it's beautiful and scary. That's what I think of space, too. I need to give this mermaid tail some oomph. I am going to mix together a little bit of pink luster, food grade alcohol, and piping gel. So by putting piping gel into my paint, it will ensure that it dries shiny. I use a brush to apply this paint, and I try to brush in the same direction as the texture I created. And I wanted her to look like she just sort of flopped out of the ocean. You know when you come out of the ocean and you're wet and you sit on the sand and the sand sticks to you?
Yeah.
So her sand, because she's a mermaid, is sprinkles. Mermazing sprinkles. So while the tail is still wet, I'm going to apply a border of mermazing sprinkles down one side.
What are mermazing sprinkles, Yolanda?
What are mermazing sprinkles? Let me tell you. These are mermazing sprinkles, and they are this month's medley for our sprinkle service. And not only that, you get these. You know what they're called? gone caking. Sprinkle Service members will also get a guide with an exclusive Mermaid Tail cupcake recipe. Yay! And if you have our deluxe membership, which includes the Cake Tea Club, you get the mermaid mold for free. And if you're a mermaid, we'll throw it, no. You know what? This tail is looking so good. I feel like the rest of the mermaid body needs to match. Right now it's pretty and colorful, but it's not glamorous enough. So to add some sparkle to the scales on my cake, I used Roxy Enrich Sparkle Dust and Luster Dust, and I just dry brushed it onto each scale. So I used pink on the pink, teal on the teal, blue on the blue, and I used some silver on the navy scales.
You just want to give that magical feel.
I want it, yes, I want it to be like magical and mystical. So I'm adding, not only am I making the colors more vibrant, but I'm adding texture and shine. Once I'm happy with all the luster and sparkle that I've added to my cake, I decide to paint from bottom to top in piping gel so that the whole mermaid tail will look fresh from the ocean. It's time to add my tail to the top of this cake. This is gonna be tricky because I definitely don't want to touch the front of the tail I've created, because when I paint something with piping gel mixture, it leaves fingerprints really easy. I don't want that. So I try to hold the tail from the back and push it all the way down into the cake. The trickiest part will be when your sharpened point of your dowel hits the middle board. Take your time, wiggle it back and forth a bit, and just carefully press the tail all the way down. If you need to add more scales at the top of your cake where your body meets the tail, this is the time to do it, and just make sure to keep track of that pattern. And don't forget to brush on your luster and piping gel so it all looks. Now she's ready to find a prince to fall in love with and wish her tail away. Why would she wish her tail away? It's so awesome. Head over to How to Cake It Step by Step to watch Cassie's ramen cake. You know what, guys? We should have ramen for lunch.
That's not a bad idea.
Okay, let's go. Bye, we gotta go.